I've been working with synthesizers for more than 20 years. My name is Patrick Pulsinger. I come from Vienna. This is my machine that I brought. It was a do-it-yourself synthesizer. There was a magazine in the 70s. As a subscriber, you would get the print and the plan for one of those modules every month. It's called a modular synthesizer because you have different ways of getting stuff out of it and putting it back into other different jacks. Especially in the beginning when I got this, I was just like, what happens if I take this and put it there? Oh, nothing happens. All right, you know, let's try it there. So it's a really like try and error kind of thing, which is nice, and I like it because there's really nothing you can do wrong, but you can do crazy stuff with it. Like these two sides are kind of different from the design. This makes the sound, and this controls it. Down here, I can trigger the oscillator by hand. Just basically, you push the button, and whatever setting here from the tuning you have different waveforms. A square wave, a sine wave, a sawtooth. Like a soft wave is mostly a soft sound, while sharp edges make a sharp sound. You have an ADSR, attack, decay, sustain, release. Here you have the moment from the pressing of the button until the sound actually rises. The decay says how long it will take to reach the top of the sound. The sustain is how long it will stay there while you press the button, and the release is how long it will stay there after you've pressed the button. So there's a lot of possibilities to actually shape a sound. When you have this, like more like a percussive sound, or like that. I don't just want to stand here and push this by hand. So to make it more interesting, let's go to the right side. Let's go to the sequencer. Looks old school, but it offers a lot of possibilities that weren't around at the time. The idea to have something running and you can just have a sequence run and then twiddle around with the knobs, it's a quite old idea, and it's what's probably made dance music what it is today, in my opinion. In the very, very old days, like Moog and also this, there were two things. There was CV and gate. The CV tells the machine what to play, what note to play, and the gate tells the machine when to play it. Then, of course, like this here has a keyboard. So when you say, like, when I press this, I send out a gate. And when I move up, I send also a gate, but I send a higher voltage. So with the voltage, with the CV, the machine knows, I must play a higher note. As you can see here, I don't have a keyboard. I'm not a keyboarder myself. So I'm not really using that to punch out like a fat lead or something like this. Of course, you can do that. But I'm always interested in the like sequencing, modulating, you know, doing like crazy stuff with it. My keyboard is actually here. I just connect the pitch to the CV, and I take the gate and put it in the gate. And now I'm just triggering this one note. You can see that and then I'm back. The cool thing about this is, like, you can have a sequence running. Up here there's a couple of switches. If you put the switch down, the note will sound. If you put it up, it's mute. And if you put it all the way up, it resets it, and it jumps back from that point. If I make like a little sequence, I can just be really playing on the keyboard, you know, if I'm that good. I just have a drum machine synced up. So with this, it's like it's pretty easy to make a little, you know, melody, and then you bring your sounds like shit now from the tuning, but I didn't tune it before. But I mean, you get the idea. You know, a cable, If you want to use a LFO, you can actually modulate whatever you want with that. If you really play the machine, you just have two hands. I mean, there's a limit of what you can do at the same time. So this is kind of like helping you out with making your sound more organic, not as stale, not as, you know. Let's say I put like a middle filter thing in here. So you get like a nice, this is never the same. This goes on forever. Some people, you know, use that in dubstep or whatever, you know. I'm collecting stuff for like long time. But what I never did, I almost never bought two pieces of equipment at the same time. What I always did is buy one piece, be totally excited about it, take it home, work on it like 3-4 days only on that piece until I understand what it can do and what it can't. The most important thing is to know what it can't do. And then you say like, but I need something that can do that. And then you go out again and then you buy something that actually gives you, because it doesn't really matter if you have 10 keyboards and they more or less are the same. Like even go to a junkyard and find a broken child's keyboard sometimes, you know, makes you a whole track because there's some freaky shit coming out. Yeah. And this is actually what I find extremely interesting, you know. It's not the money, you know. It's the kind of what you do with the stuff that's just laying around in a junkyard.